explains why they're running around wearing trash bags. Thank you.
Thank you, G. That is hilarious.
I'm sorry.
Appreciate it, G. Good to see you. Let's go to. Let me refresh again, real quick. Let's go to Ben, and then Ben. Oh, why is this all messed up? All right, so Ben is on you, then Love, and then Andrew. And that's
okay.
And Mendelssohn, yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Rohan. Yeah, good to see you guys. Normally I have rooms every day as well, and today we didn't have one, so it's good to see a lot of my friends here up on the stage. Couple things. I live in West Africa, but I'm actually a third-generation Pittsburgher. Lived in LA most of my life. So I was doing my Pittsburgh thing the past few weeks. I've been working with and I'm a lifelong progressive Democrat, but my focus has been on Republicans, anti-Trump Republicans, and getting them to make the next move to actually vote for Harris, not just to not vote. And it's been interesting. It's fascinating, talking to people that, and it's working. I feel the momentum, and I have convinced a couple people that they were never going to vote for Trump, but they felt they didn't have a reason to vote for Kamala, which to me is absurd. It's sort of like you can pick up any of her policies, and are any of them any worse than being a adjudicated rapist? Is there any policy worse than being a convicted felon? Is any policy worse than being an insurrectionist or stealing government secrets? It's night and day. And I know we only have 2 more days. Well, 2 more days left. But I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that it's happening. And by the way, so somebody mentioned about people if the terrible thing happens and Trump gets elected, and you're interested in moving to Portugal, we just bought a place in Portugal a year ago, and I'd be happy to tell you about it. And I'll leave it there.
All right, Ben, appreciate it, man. Good to see you. I like your spaces. And thanks for coming through. And Portugal. All right, let's do it. Let's see what happens. Our Love is on you, and then Andrew.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Jeffrey Epstein corrupted a lot of people, including Bill Gates, as well as dozens of other individuals, very wealthy, powerful people. He was clearly running an intelligence blackmailing operation. And I think P. Diddy was doing the same thing. And so it's, no mistake that Trump was targeted because he's a very powerful person in New York. And yes, he may have proclivities, like a lot of men. They like beautiful women, but it doesn't mean he committed any crimes. So even putting it, this Daily Beast article, this is just a regurgitation of news that we already knew about. And I got to say, I don't know where Ben, thinks he feels that Republicans are going to vote for Kamala. I mean, he lives in his own delusional world, in my opinion. He creates TDS rooms on this app nonstop. Again, it's a feeling. And so if we're, like you just said in the beginning, the rule is if somebody makes a claim, back it up with some evidence. I didn't see any evidence. I just heard a statement about his feelings. I'm voting Trump because I think Kamala is going to put a death nail in the coffin of America. We're $40 trillion in debt. Go to usdebtclock.org. The financial projections are extremely bleak. If you're paying into Social Security right now and you're a 26-year-old, do you honestly think when you're 56, there's going to even be a penny left for you, let alone if you do get anything, your purchasing power will be next to nothing. A pizza will cost you $100. So we live in a fiat currency system where we keep expanding the money supply. We're spending trillions and trillions and trillions every year that we don't have, that we do not collect in taxes. We have to be pragmatic. We have to have common sense about our finances. Nobody lives their personal life like this because you can't do it. It's impossible to do it. So why is the government doing it? They killed Peanut.
Should be run by a tax cheat.
They killed Peanut. Poor little Peanut, a squirrel, just happy on YouTube, jumping into its owner's arms. And crazy Democrats euthanized Peanut. That's what they do to children in this country. They murder them by the millions, 100,000 a month. It's $1 billion abortion industry. We got to protect women's rights to abortion. It's not about women's rights. It's about protecting the doctors and their $1 billion a month business. Let's be real. Let's be honest. Let's be transparent for once and stop with your propaganda and your lies and your misinformation. The Democrats put out misinformation. The Democrats lie every day in every way. Vote Trump and go to the gym, fatties. Vote Trump, 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 go to the gym, fatties. I am complete.
I don't know why you have to try to start with actually making.
Yeah, so, you got your time. I was trying to find things that could be checked, and
Well, a lot of it can.
So just one was the thing about debt. I thought it was interesting. So I thought it would be interesting to take a look at.
Yeah, the 2016 deal with national debt and campaign promises.
No, actually, I want to take a look at the increase in debt by party in power. So I'm gonna put that link to the top of the room pretty quickly.
7.8 trillion, I think.
So if you go back by party, you'll see that debt balloons on the Republicans. Balloons every single time. So that links to the top. I can provide a study if people want more of a study. But this debt idea, it doesn't seem to be a strong idea when the actual data suggests that under Republican president, debt balloons at a much higher rate, sometimes 3 times, sometimes 5 times the rate as that of under a Democratic president. So that's the one thing I thought I could respond to. I couldn't respond to the emotional outburst. It doesn't really do anything.
So that's the thing. I mean, it's.
Pro, if you want to take 2 minutes real quick, go ahead and then we'll go to Andrew.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you look at the Trump promises when he came in, right? Like he had the big promise for his older constituency, right? Like with Social Security, he came out in 2016. He's like, we're not going to cut Social Security benefits, and it was his contract with American workers, all those kind of promises. But those were just promises, and his administration didn't back that up. He came out with the whole the payroll tax deferral, but those are the funding source for those is Social Security, right? So it was like, okay, he didn't make any, direct cuts to any retiree benefits. And in fact, a lot of his policies were ones that should have been concerning about the funding of Social Security. So I agree, if there was a candidate of choice that offered something better, then I'd say, hey, that's great, but we have actual data. We have the actual campaign promises that he did versus what actually happened. And we saw the tax cuts and the job acts, and we also saw the military spending go through the roof again. And obviously COVID-19 was a big part of that, but they also lent to the debt, and that debt was almost $8 trillion that he increased it, which hit up around 27 trillion when he was done. So while he didn't implement policies to lower the debt, his policies were like anybody who would have been in office would have been to try to stimulate economic growth. But he didn't do anything that would have made me say, wow, that's a candidate that I have to have over Harris for this, but especially in lieu of not knowing what the next candidate would do, to then look at the history of somebody who actually did the opposite of what they said and ballooned it is just weird.
I appreciate it very much, Pro. Somebody said I would like to come here to BMI Kamala versus Trump. Yeah, somebody talked something about obesity or something. I think that's also another weird thing to say, given the candidates are in the race. It just seems weird. But objectively weird. Andrew's on you. You got 2 minutes.
Thank you very much. Yeah, interesting room. I like the title, Bring the Facts, but unfortunately, the facts don't really matter too much to the committed. Say that. But I did have an article that I posted in the chat this is basically they're looking at citizenship much in the ways they do their investments. Spread them out. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. So this is a very intended thing for the U.S. And as I said, regardless of who wins, these people are wanting to leave. Now, what's happening on the other end is that these countries are now upping those requirements in order to gain citizenship. And because of the pressures that it puts on their own countries, and I'll give you an example here in Canada, we've had some laws that have been recently passed in order to curb foreign investment in the housing market, which has been squeezed through government inaction over the decades, but also these people coming in and buying up properties and renting them out for exorbitant prices. So anyway, I thought it was an interesting article, and I did post it in the chat, so thank you for letting me speak.
All right, Andrew, thank you. I'll try to find your article and put it to the top. We've been through the entire list of people on stage, so I guess we can do popcorn. If people are not going to go crazy.
Can I just say it's not about which administration increases the debt by how much. It's about what's the total debt and what are we going to do about it? How do we solve this problem?
No, it has to be about that too, right? So we can't.
Except when it's putting back the same person. Right?
Exactly.
You're arguing to put back the same person who caused the problem.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
He didn't cause the problem. George Bush caused this problem by responding to 9/11 with trillions upon trillions of dollars of spending that was not necessary, and COVID as well. The HEROES Act was the first act passed for $1.5 trillion in April of 2020. $1.5 trillion for what? It was a scam. The whole thing is a scam.
Here we go.
Well, that may be nice again, but the deal is that I just told you the main source of where he was grabbing the money from would have been something to fund your main argument, which is Social Security that you're worried about.
I'm not worried about Social Security. I'm worried about the debt and paying $1 trillion plus to $2 trillion to $3 trillion just on the debt. That's more than we're spending on Social Security, Medicaid, the military-industrial complex. We have to stop spending and we have to stop taxing. This is not the American way. We are killing ourselves. This is poison.
The IRS needs to do the revenue side of the equation. And when you defund IRS agents, then there's more tax cheats like Donald Trump. So maybe we should enforce the laws on the books.
Maybe we should get rid of attorneys because lawyers stop the IRS from collecting what they want to collect. Maybe it's a legal problem.
And really and truly, I don't want us to mix the forest for the trees, because we can have a conversation and compare the economies of Republican administrations versus Democratic administrations if you want. But the real onus for this room was to speak to some of the, let's just say, deplorableness, immorality, sleaziness of the people that we're voting for, and ask ourselves what does it say to be able to vote for these types of people? So there's a claim made that these audios was things that we already knew. No, I had no idea that Epstein proclaimed himself to be Donald Trump's closest friend, while Trump was trying to distance himself from him by saying, well, yeah, it's kind of a guy that I used to know. I had no idea. So I'm hearing Epstein in his own words saying that, yeah, the reason why I know all these things is because we were the closest of friends for 10 years. He talks about Trump's scalp reduction and male pattern baldness surgery. He talked about Trump liking to have sex with his friends' wives by setting them up, by promising to let them have sex with his pageant workers, not pageant workers, pageant models, because he bought a bunch of pageants, and he would then exploit those women into having sex with his friends, and then use recordings of the planning of that to distance his friends from their wives, all as a plan to have sex with his friends' wives. I mean, the level of disgust. And Epstein talks about how Trump first had sex with with Melania on the Lolita Express, on the Epstein plane. Something he also tried to distance himself from. Just all manner of nonsense. And I'm actually going to play another video really quickly, because that's actually what I really want to do, is play some of the videos. I'm not going to let us get sidetracked with this. We're past the stage now about talking about the economy. This is ready to talk about some of the Like, what does it say about you to vote for people like this? I don't know. So I'm gonna play this video. And this is Stacey Williams, a model, talking about her sexual assault by Donald Trump.
Jeffrey looked at me and said, let's go stop by and see.
Oh, by the way, this was orchestrated by, this was, Epstein was his, let's say Epstein was his, like, what do you call it? Like his side buddy to make this all come together.
So Jeffrey looked at me and said, let's go stop by and see Trump. And so we went to Trump Tower and went up the elevator, and moments later, Trump was greeting us, and he pulled me into him and started groping me. He put his hands all over my breasts. My waist, my butt, and I froze. And I froze because I was so deeply confused.
And in this video, it's going to be Trump bragging about what he does when he goes into the pageants that he owns.
Hey, the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show, yes, and everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else, and no matter anywhere, and I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that they're like everything's good. Yeah, the dress is everyone okay? They're standing there with those like, is everybody okay? And you see these incredible looking women, and so I started getting away with things like that. I moved on her like a bitch, but I couldn't get there, and she was married, and all of a sudden. She's totally changed her look. I will use some Tic Tacs just in case it's done kissing her. Automatically attracted to people. I just don't kiss them. So automatically. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything with it. Grab by the pussy.
And then real quick, I'm going to read off just a snippet of the people, of the women that have accused Donald Trump of sexually assaulting them or raping them. Ivana Trump, his own wife, alleged rape by Trump during their marriage. Jill Hart claimed Trump forcibly kissed and groped her during a business meeting. Kristen Anderson alleged Trump reached under her skirt without consent at a nightclub. Lisa Boyne accused Trump of making models walk over a table while he looked under their skirts. Kathy Heller claimed Trump grabbed and kissed her at Mother's Day brunch. Karina Virginia alleged Trump groped her during the tennis tournament. Temple Taggart said Trump forcibly kissed her at a pageant event. Maria Bellato and 3 other teen pageant contestants. I'm going to read that again. Maria Bellato and 3 other teen pageant contestants claimed Trump walked in on them while they were changing during the Miss Teen USA pageant. Jessica Lees alleged Trump groped her on a flight. Mindy McGillivray claimed Trump groped her at Mar-a-Lago. Rachel Crooks alleged Trump kissed her without consent at Trump Tower. Natasha Stoyanov claimed Trump forcibly kissed her during the interview at Mar-a-Lago. Summer Zervos alleged Trump groped and forcibly kissed her after appearing on The Apprentice. Cassandra Sayles claimed Trump groped her during the Miss Universe pageant. This goes all the way from 1990 up until 2013. I'll stop there because there are more. So my question is, and this will be an open question, I'll go on mute, is what does it say about a person that in the face of not only all these allegations, an actual being found guilty of one of these allegations, then in addition, bragging with your own mouth about performing these allegations, to be comfortable supporting and carrying water for this type of person? That's my open question. I'll go on mute and see if anybody
Is he a sexless human being? Is he not permitted to have an orgasm? I mean, we live in a free country. Everyone is entitled to an orgasm, legally, of course. A legal orgasm, just like legal immigration.
I'm not going to do that. We're not talking about people having potential sex and having orgasms. People have that all the time. We're not talking, including myself.
It's the law. It's still a question of the law.
I'm not going to let you do that. We're talking about people forced into sexual situations without their consent. Are you unable to make that distinction? If you're unable to make that
Put it in the chat. You said in the beginning you were going to provide evidence, and you're making a drastic claim now. Put it in the chat. Let's see the link. Let's see the evidence.
It's not a drastic claim.
Well, Ben said he's an adjudicated rapist. Let's see the evidence on that.
All right, let's respond to that really quickly. Let me post the top of the room.
You don't know about the E. Jean Carroll thing?
Yeah, she's a whack job. I saw her at her house roaming around with an orange wig on.
Hold on, you said post it in the chat, so post it up. We can post it up. So post it. Let's talk about it quickly.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. Liable for sexual abuse.
It's I'm like barely even trying, and it all just collapses.
Her $5 million judgment that could harm former President as he campaigns for the White House. Juries also found him liable for defaming Carroll over her allegations. So let's go down. Carroll said she sued Trump to clear my name to get my life back. Today, the world finally knows the truth. Goes down. Carroll was one of more than a dozen women who have accused Trump of sexual assault and harassment. She went public in 2019 memoir with an allegation that the Republican raped her in the dressing room of a posh Manhattan department store. Let's go down. Jurors also heard from Jessica Lees, a former stockbroker who testified that Trump abruptly groped her against her will on the airline flight.
She's not a
And
racist.
from Natasha Steinoff, a writer who said Trump forcibly kissed her against her
It's a
will
lie.
while she was interviewing him for a 2005 article. The six-man, three-woman jury also saw the well-known Access Hollywood hot mic recording of Trump talking about kissing and grabbing women without asking. The Associated Press does not name people who they have. Does not name people who say they have been sexually assaulted unless they come forward publicly, as Carroll, Lees, and Steinoff have done. It goes down. And I mean, there's some details I won't
Kamala is
read on
weird.
stage, but you can click the link and read it. I don't know why you seem confused about all this stuff at this point. It's 2024. This stuff is publicly available. So yeah, anybody else want to say anything, feel free, but don't try to say well, this has to do with consensual sex and having an orgasm. That's disingenuous and inaccurate. We're talking about unconsensual sex with a predator. Ben, you want to say something?
Yeah. I just wanted to add there's later on. I think it was like 6 months to a year later. He continued to harass her, and they redid the thing, and she actually won an additional $83 million. And he countersued, claiming that she libeled him by saying that it was rape, and it went back to the judge,
Fucking
and the judge
slut.
ruled, he dismissed the case, and he ruled that even though she wasn't officially
It is a man.
convicted of rape, that under New York law, what he did would be considered rape. So the judge actually did call it rape. It was not just sexual assault. And there was that additional $83 million.
Ben, that is correct, and I'll post something as well. The judge clarifies, yes, Trump was found to have raped E. Jean Carroll. That is accurate. I'll drop that link in a second. Anybody else can say something? Actually, let me check with some people that haven't spoken yet. So Dr. Shanice Robinson, you haven't spoken as yet. You have something, feel free. And if Dr. Shanice isn't there, let's check with Kirko. Kirko, you got anything, bro? And if not, we can just do popcorn again. Okay, it's open mic.
Again, this is a political show trial, and people that have Trump derangement syndrome just can't shake it that this is political. Everything seems to be the truth, and nothing's propaganda when it comes to Trump. Only the other side. I mean, get with it. This is a political battle to see who's going to rule the check, the power of the purse in the White House, and make the big decisions. We cannot not let an incompetent Kamalist, a communist, Democrat, Marxist take control of this government. She will ruin the country, and she will wage war upon the world. She is a neocon. Dick Cheney endorses her, and all you Democrats can't see it, but this is a neoconservative scam to get control of the military-industrial complex spending. Trillions of dollars are at stake here, and this is why you are repeating these lies, because you don't see the lies. You are oblivious. You are incompetent. I am complete.
So what we
Boom! Boom! Boom!
We were asked to provide evidence of that. That evidence was provided, and instead of speaking to that, we had this person come off mic and try to conflate rape and sexual assault with consensual sex, and then instead of even of speaking to the actual allegations again, went on to talk about the military industrial complex and things that have nothing to do with the topic. That's what we just heard. So I'll go on mute.
It does have to do with the topic. What do you think Epstein was doing? He was running a blackmailing operation.
It's on Abby right now. You've had multiple chances to speak to the actual topic, and you asked for evidence that was provided. You did.
Boom, boom.
Abby, it's on you, bro, for 2 minutes.
Yeah, so I'll just put this on a basis of what is respectable and what is not respectable. I respect the idea of talking about these things as something that could be considered political. That's fine, actually. What I don't respect is the idea that there's somehow a distinction between something being political and being true. It could be you could say things that are politically beneficial to your party or whatever, while at the same time they are literally true. It is literally true that Trump has sexually assaulted this woman. He has actually raped her. This is just true. It's been found in a court of law. It's also true there's been several accusations over decades of this guy doing this. It's also true that he has almost no ability to keep himself from lying. There are many, many true things. Are they also politically advantageous to his opponents? Yeah. Making an ass of yourself absolutely is politically advantageous to the other side. What's not respectable is the idea that that's just like the only thing that matters. The blind vision of the reality of the reality of the situation, just because politics is also happening, is childish. It's just childish. It's just not how you deal with reality. It's running away from what's actually going on. Especially when we're talking about, well, this is all a lie. These things are a lie. If you start by saying it's propaganda, I can respect that. But if you end it by saying it's a lie, then you're just lying. You yourself are lying. People will come on here and lie to you right to your face because they want to be as incredulous as possible about what has been going on. We can talk about Trump derangement syndrome all day, but in reality, these folks, the folks that are going around defending Trump in these situations, are so dedicated to this cult of personality situation that they are willing to fall on the sword over things they know are lies. That's what they're willing to do. They're willing to come on apps and just lie to people outright. It's things that they know are untrue. But then we have to deal with that, and unfortunately, it's like trying to convince somebody that their pants is down because they're too embarrassed. Like they're too embarrassed about pulling their pants up, so they'll just look at you and be like, "No, my pants is not down." Like I can't help you get over the embarrassment that is Donald Trump. I can't do that. You're gonna have to figure that out on your own.
Thank you, Abby. Appreciate it. I couldn't agree more, bro.
You're projecting, though. Everything you just said and you're complaining about is what you project.
I get to the new speakers on stage and we can definitely come back. Before I do, just randomly, because I'm in the mood to play videos, this is the video. I just want to know, my apologies for this video. This is a video of Trump waxing poetically about the size of Arnold Palmer's dick while running for president of the United States.
But Arnold Palmer was all man, and I say that in all due respect to women, and I love women. But this is a guy that was all man. His man was strong and tough, and I refuse to say it, but when he took showers with the other pros, they came out of there, they said, "Oh my God, that's unbelievable." I had to say it.
I just wonder, is there like nothing too low? Like at this point, does it have to be this baseless? But anyhow, I'll stop there. Let's see again if Dr. Shanice has anything, and if not, we'll go to Philip. All right, Dr. Shanice,
Did you call me to the stage?
Yeah, Philip, it's on you. I saw you were in the chat talking about misandry and a couple other things. So 2 minutes on you, bro.
No, I was just highlighting how when I was looking in the news, it was just a lot of black men need to do this, black men need to do that. It's kind of like patronizing or and Barack came out. So I was just looking at it like, wow. And then working with black people, they didn't like it, man. They just didn't like it. So I was like, yo, I kind of understand where they're coming from. So I'm in the middle, and I'm looking at both sides. Both sides have pros and cons, yo. So I don't know if I'm gonna sit this one out, but I just wanted to highlight that there's a lot of propaganda and going on in the news that I was checking. Joy Reid was saying some things. Women on the Buick, dumb black man, hilarious black. I was like, wow. But I didn't take it personally. But I know the guys that are voting whoever they voting for, because everybody at work know I'm an independent, and I know Kamala's great for social justice issues. I know, I got people in the projects when I was there, before I left. And when I go back, and plus I work in mental health, and I worked in the jails, so a lot of these social programs probably help them when they're getting out and stuff like that. I wouldn't want that cut, So I know she's great for social justice. I'm 46. A lot of the people don't know. We was around the first Million Man March and all that. I went, and so and I'm still a pro-black, but it just gets to the point sometimes where both candidates are not at the, don't have a great, like it's a 50-50 with this person and 50-50 with this person. So that's just the information that I'm seeing. And I just see a lot of independents probably might be sitting out. They very undecided. It's going to have to be a smoking gun on somebody. Maybe, for the independents to come out. But I'm looking at Democrats at my job, and I'm looking at Republicans at my job. So I'll end.
Okay. Were you saying that people in the BU were talking about dumb black men? I don't think that happened.
Well, so if you want to look on it, Sonny Hostin, I don't know, it could be, but I can send it to you.
It didn't happen.
But Delirious Black Men, she said something to that effect where it wasn't flattering, brother. I know that much. So I wouldn't want to play word games and definites. But I just know the message that's coming across.
That's
Even
what's
Barack
up.
said,
That's my dog.
That's
my dog.
She led me. I'm not saying that. You know what I'm saying? No one's saying that. But when you put those things out there, some of them guys, not me, some of the guys that I work with, they probably felt offended. Some of them said they didn't like it. That's all I'm saying.
Well, now, hang on a second. Philip, I don't know about the Joy Reid and or Joy Behar, I guess, and
Hold on a second. We've got to reframe. Let's reframe.
I feel like that was a misrepresentation of what he was saying. He was talking about the people that, the black men that are specifically choosing not to vote for a woman. That's what he specifically addressed. He was saying, like, for those men that are specifically doing that go around choosing not to vote for a woman because they don't feel like a woman can lead, and they feel insecure about that kind of stuff, that's a problem, and you shouldn't be doing that. That's not the right answer. That's what he was saying. He wasn't saying all black men who don't vote for Kamala Harris are insecure and that's it. I think that's a misrepresentation.
Oh, of course. That's why I said I didn't want to play definite word, but that's why I said the sentiment around me with the men that I work with. So that's why I highlighted that point, because it's a lot of mudslinging. So I kind of tune certain things out. I try to catch when they have an actual plan, like Kamala came out with her 5-point plan, and Trump, if he came out with his no tax or no time plan. These are the things that I'm looking at. When it comes to the mudslinging, I'm not black, or this white man, racist white man, both sides are saying borderline funny stuff, for years. I'm 46. Hopefully, whoever spoke to me, hopefully you up there with me, because I'm speaking from experience of years of just watching both parties, and it's just not the best showing. That's it.
You're providing a counter narrative. They need to reframe you now. They can't let you get away with having an opinion, sir.
Well, sorry, I would love to. For other people, like, if you hear me say, hold on, I know you.
He got angry.
I'll bring you back up.
He kicked me.
I was gonna say one thing, Philip, and then we go to G. So let's take like 10 seconds. I guess
I lost my train of thought. G, it's on you.
Got your ass, bitch. They had a competitive
I was
refrain.
gonna ask, what's Trump's plans for the black man?
Ooh. Will the black man be a black man?
What I was going to say, I think to say both sides, I think it's a little bit of a conflation because the things that I'm playing right now are coming out of Trump's mouth. It's Trump saying that he wants to attack his political opponents and put them in jail. It's Trump saying these things. It's Trump talking about making like providing federal immunity for police. It's Trump talking about mass deportations and deportation camps. It's Trump saying these things. So we can't then assign some person in the media to saying something to Kamala. We got to say, like, what is Kamala actually saying? And there's a massive disparity between any harmful or baseless or
Too bad.
deplorable comments coming from Trump versus Kamala. I just don't want to make that conflation. But
Too bad.
If anybody can say anything, I'll try to bring love back.
So sad.
Hi, everyone. Can I speak? I have a question.
Uh-oh, she got a question.
It should be for Philip and for the rest of the room. So, I do have a question about, this is a question that I have, I think you should be thinking about. I know who I'm going to vote for. I'm not voting for the person that's orange.
Ooh.
But anyway.
That's racist.
About tariffs.
That's racist. That's color identity politics. That's racial identity. He's not orange. He's a white man.
What? I know you heard a lady speaking, bro.
Right. And it's a joke. But the idea of tariffs and what that would mean for consumers. Because if those tariffs go through, that means that cost gets passed on to the consumers. And Trump is for tariffs. I mean, he supports it. And then the other day, when Elon Musk came out and said at his own mouth that if you do put Trump into office, that people will suffer economically on the short term. So, I mean, what do we think about that? Do you really want to put someone in office where you know that the American people are going to suffer economically during the short term? And who's going to be affected the worst who's going to be affected the worst by that economic depression that they will suffer? That's the question.
I don't know if anybody has anything, but Trump doesn't even know how tariffs work. It's just so fantastical. Go ahead, G. I see you're on muted.
I don't know if you could hear me. I was going to say, love, that's definitely for you, brother. That's a question for you.
I mean, the point is, vote Trump, go to the gym fatties. Kamala's going to be bad for the economy. She's bad on the border. She's bad on national security. She's bad on everything. She's incompetent. Do not vote Kamala. She's a danger to this country. Vote Trump, go to the gym fatties.
All right, bro. So I just want people to see the level of discourse, right? So I thought Sherry's question was a very straightforward question, and it's about something that was being said on the campaign trail. It wasn't some crazy out of the way question talking about snake venom and vaccines or nothing. But the answer you got was a way to deflect from actually responding to the question. Go to the gym fatties is what Love said. There's a level of discourse 2 days before the actual.
It's true. Go to the gym and vote Trump, fatties. It's the best advice I could give you. Vote Trump and go to the gym. What's wrong with that?
There you
Roland,
go.
can I add on this? Well, if you're going to talk about people going to the gym, I would advise people not go to the tanning salon so much. I think it's orange spray. Harmful. Jerry, I think it's orange spray. It's a spray tan. It can't be a tan. That's still harmful. That is still even enough.
See, that's more fake news. It's not orange spray. You know, this is what the media does. They brainwash you to make you think he puts on bronzer. He doesn't. That's a natural hue. That's his skin color. You're racist. You are anti-orange. You're a racist. And you do racial identity politics with the color of people's skin. Grow up. Vote Trump and go to the gym, fatties. That's why I tell you to go to the gym. Vote Trump. Maybe your brain will work better when you work out. Go for it. Try it out. Try it out.
It's either Big Mac sauce or cholesterol exuded from his pores.
All right, give me 1 second. Okay. Lord Jesus.
Lord Jesus.
Francis is new on stage, and then Stewie.
Hey, Rod, thank you for the opportunity to speak today. I appreciate it. Love seeing you guys back in. Well, anyway, let me get to it.
I thought that was somebody
First
saying,
thing
God
about
damn, it's a
this is
baby.
when people talk about the military industrial complex. They do know that the military, the defense spending, the budget, the contracts are long-term contracts. I work in the defense industry. They are not 1 year, 2 year contracts. They are 20 year contracts. They're very long-term contracts. So it's not, and GDP is like what? Defense spending is less than 4% right now. Average is about 4%. So the defense spending does a lot for the economy. So people that just trash it, it vexes me. Number one, it's not like it's a combination, and we do need defense. We need the submarines, we need the fighter jets, we need the missiles. Like it or not, you can say all you want. We need those things, and those things drive the economy. That's number one. And number two that I wanted to say was about DJT and how what is done with the economy versus what the current Biden economy is. We do know that there was a recession that those guys came into, right? And there was like this thing called COVID that everybody kind of forgets for some reason. Now, a couple of things. Inflation is easing. Simple one, price of gas is a little bit lower. It hasn't gotten as high as the $5 that it was in 2021. It's a little lower. It's now roaming, depending on where you are, in the $3 range, up or down, $2.95, $2.80 to like $3.20, depending. That is regular gas. The chips are infrastructure bill. You could go on and on with this. So the stuff with immigration, America has always had an immigration problem. There is no administration that's ever going to fix America's immigration problem because America is the shiny, what they call the shiny mansion in the hill.
City in the hill or something.
The shiny city in the hill. Everybody's always going to come in. People are going to flock whatever rules they are. We have to manage. Yes, I'm an immigrant. I'm an American citizen. I love America. My friends joke that I love America more than I love my home country, Nigeria. I disagree. I think it's the same, but I love America. I will shed blood for America. I work for the defense industry. I work with a lot of people that have done that you say we honor yourself. So I just want to say that. And last thing before I go, RFK, if Trump wins and RFK is put over all of healthcare, we're not going to have fluoride on our water supply anymore. That's one thing he's trying to stop. Apparently, he thinks that it causes cancer and some kind of bone degeneration. And it is the scariest thing to me. I learned there.
Thank you, Francis. Super quick, and then I'll reopen the mic on Aisha on stage. I posted link to the top. I've been, when I wake up early, people always laugh at my spreadsheets. But I've been putting together spreadsheets. This current one to the top is an indication of the people in Trump's inner circle that have gotten indicted or gone to prison based on things that they did on behalf of Donald Trump. And so this idea that this person is, a felon and like breaks the law, it doesn't just extend to him, right? It extends to his entire administration. So I'm going to just read a couple of them. Let's read a couple. The first one to the top, Donald Trump and 18 others indicted in Georgia election case. They met the deadline to surrender to jail. Steve Bannon sentenced to 4 months in prison for contempt of Congress after defying a subpoena from the January 6th Select Committee. Paul Manafort, Trump's former campaign chairman, sentenced to 7.5 years in prison for bank and tax fraud crimes, and those reproach related to his work as a political consultant in the Ukraine. Rick Gates, deputy chairman of Trump's 2016 campaign, Gates pleaded guilty in 2018 to conspiracy and lying to the FBI. Peter Navarro, former Trump advisor, sentenced to 4 months in prison after being convicted of contempt of Congress for defying a subpoena from the January 6th Select Committee. George Papadopoulos, former Trump campaign advisor, sentenced to 40 days in prison for lying to investigators about Russian contacts. Alan Weisenberg, former Trump Organization CFO, 5 months prison sentence after pleading guilty to 2 counts of perjury, charges stemming from giving false testimony during Trump's civil fraud trial. Michael Cohen, Trump's personal lawyer, sentenced to 3 years in prison after pleading guilty to an array of crimes, including violating campaign finance laws and lying to Congress in the Mueller investigation. Roger Stone, Trump associate, sentenced to more than 3 years in prison for crimes that included obstruction of justice, lying to Congress, and witness tampering. Sidney Powell, former Trump campaign lawyer, took a plea deal to testify against co-defendants that helped her avoid prison. Kenneth Chesebro, former Trump campaign attorney, took a plea deal to agreeing to testify at co-defendants' trials. Scott Hall, third co-defendant, took a plea deal, agreeing to testify against others. And I actually got tired and stopped. This is not the entire list. I literally got tired when I got some breakfast and didn't finish this list. So this is what we're dealing with, and this is what people are voting for. And so I'll stop there, and I'll go through another list that I made another time that I was bored.
Well, the problem is people that vote for Kamala don't know that she is a friend of Diddy. On April 10th, she wrote, "Thank you, Diddy, for hosting this town hall. There's a lot at stake for our communities right now. It's critical we bring to the forefront. Coronavirus is perpetuating racial inequality and health disparities, Diddy."
I'm going to move you down. Don't unmute after me. So what we have is, I just went through the prison terms of Trump's inner circle. And instead of responding to this, dealing with it, we have mentions of Kamala and Diddy.
Just kick him. All due respect.
Are we gonna move
With all due respect, I'm just doing what you're doing. You're complaining about what I'm doing, and I'm just pointing out that you're doing what you're complaining about.
Evidence, and if you want to respond to the evidence, respond to it. If you want to bring something else up, we'll wait until it's open mic, and you can just talk about anything else. But this is not. I'm not gonna let that shit slide. That's slick. So I just went through some of Trump's inner administration that have gone to prison on his behalf, and my next list is to go through the people in his administration that have come out and said that this person is not fit. Starting from his vice president all the way down, I'll go through that list after this. Aisha is new on stage. Aisha is on you, and then we'll do open mic.
Hey, I'm driving right now. I'll raise a hand or.
Okay, cool. All right, we can have an open mic. So at this point, people can talk about anything they want. I'll stay mute. I'll go get my next spreadsheet.
Yeah, so unfortunately, this whole situation ends up pointing to the same direction that we've been talking about for the entire Trump administration. There's just been a deluge of evidence over and over again, day after day, that keeps coming out more and more, where increasingly so, the people that have been on Trump's side in his own administration that he hired ended up being the swamp, or they ended up turning against him and pointing out that he's been terrible. So then you end up with this weird situation where those that were wanting Trump to drain the swamp, those that were wanting Trump to stand as a hero of some sort, have to then turn around now and essentially suggest that everybody, including his friends, his workers, people he commended even when they were leaving, right? His own generals even. And they're all just lying, and they're all just terrible people that are part of the machine. And only he is the honest person. You know, the one person who's only the person out here telling the truth, right? He himself. The one person that we all now recognize as having probably the worst, if not almost certainly the worst in history record in lying as a president. He's definitely dethroned Nixon on that one for sure. We're talking about that guy being the honest person while everyone else must be lying. At some point, you have to look in the mirror and then think, how could I possibly believe this? How could any of this make any sense? Could everybody be lying? I mean, philosophically speaking, sure, but how realistic is that?
Then what do you think the chances are that Kamala's lying?
Hold on.
When is there ever going to be like the most nuanced, like the most basic level of self accountability, right? When are we going to take accountability for our own views and be like, okay, actually, maybe Trump is actually lying. Maybe Trump is the things that the people that directly work with him demonstrate and account for him being, right? A liar, a manipulator, a person who is self-driven, and especially when you have people who have worked in the world of history, and particularly in the fields of fascism. They pointing out that this guy is pretty freaking fascism adjacent. And the only reason he wouldn't be considered a fascist is because he's so self-interested and not interested in world domination. Essentially, him being too self-centered.
Is censorship fascism? Kamala wants to censor you. She doesn't want you to have your identity. She wants you to actually legally put your identity up to voice your speech on the internet. That is fascism. That's censorship. Trump doesn't want to censor you. He wants freedom of speech. Kamala is the fascist. Again, you're projecting Kamalism, which is fascism.
Can you provide
Yeah, so that's not fascism.
Can you provide a link to that Kamala wants you to put your name? What you just said.
Yeah, let me Google that for you. 1 second.
Yeah. So as soon as you post it, hold on a second. As soon as you post it in the chat, I'll pin it to the top. Before I do that, I posted a link because you brought up. Oh shoot! I gotta take this call in a second.
Okay, so just real quickly. So first of all, that's not fascism, but let's go ahead and bite that big anyway. Let's say censorship in general is considered fascism. What is more of an indicator of actually being for censorship than somebody who immediately fires anyone that speaks out against them? I wonder. That sounds like fascism then, huh? If censorship is fascism, it's exactly what Trump was doing over and over again for his own correspondents, people in his own cabinet, and even the DHS director, when he said it was the safest election ever, immediately fired him within the next 2-3 days. Immediately fires him. He's been doing this left, right, and center the entire time. And everybody, including judges, have spoken out saying that the only reason they're not speaking out even more against him is that they are afraid that he comes after them. What more evidence do you need of fascism than a guy who is trying to scare people into not speaking out if we're talking about censorship? What is more censorship than that? We're talking about somebody who is literally intimidating the executive and the legislative branch, both at the same time. But we're worried about this weirdo whataboutism. Okay, fine. We can go back and forth on Kamala if we want to, right? If we want to talk about Kamala Harris, we can do that. But the fact that you have to keep running to Kamala Harris every goddamn time we bring up Trump's issues demonstrates that you have no accountability. It demonstrates that
No, it's called politics, and you're complaining about what you're criticizing, sir. You're projecting and criticizing at the same time. Mazel tov on the doublespeak. Congratulations. You're super political. That's fantastic. I hope you vote Trump and go to the gym, fatty.
Hey, guess what? Look at the mirror. Number two, I already voted because I have a conscience.
Ooh, you got a conscience.
How about you figure out your own?
Well, why did Dick Cheney endorse Kamala? Explain that. Why did Dick Cheney endorse Kamala? A neocon who killed 2 million people in the Middle East is endorsing the woman you're endorsing. Why did Dick Cheney endorse Kamala? Tell us why. Go ahead, Avicenna. Tell us why did Dick Cheney endorse Kamala?
That's what I thought. You're running like a coward. Every Trump.
I'm not running. Go ahead and answer the question. Why did Dick Cheney endorse Kamala? Who is Dick Cheney? Why did Dick Cheney endorse Kamala? Answer it. Go ahead. We can both just loud mic and talk. Words. But go ahead and tell us why Dick Cheney endorses Kamala Harris. Who is Dick Cheney and why did he endorse Kamala Harris?
Oh, I get it. So this is why. So this is how we know. This is exactly why Trump voters tell people to work out. It's because they've been running as track stars this whole damn time, running away from every
Running like a track
accountability that
star.
they possibly can when it comes to Trump.
Running
Every
like a
time
track
Trump's
star.
issues come up, they have to be like, well, what about Kamala? What about Obama?
Go ahead and answer the question. Why did Dick Cheney endorse Kamala Harris? And who is Dick Cheney? I'm going to put the video in the link in the chat, okay? Everybody, I'm just LOVE. Sorry for causing a kerfuffle, but Dick Cheney did endorse Kamala. And why did he do it? Because he's a neocon and she's the neocon candidate. She is Barack Hussein Obama, but the female version. It's a fact.
Yeah, there it is. Figured. He ain't gonna say a word about it. He's gonna keep running. He ain't gonna talk about Trump at all. He can't defend Trump.
I'm not running. I'm asking you, why did Kamala endorse Kamala? I mean, Dick Cheney, why did he endorse Kamala?
Yeah, okay. Remember, the conversation's about Trump. I brought up a bunch of accusations.
Okay, it's called an election. Kamala versus Trump. You see, it's left and right, yin and yang, black and white. Why did Dick Cheney endorse Kamala Harris? Because she's a neocon warmonger. Warmonger. She's a warmonger.
Yeah, these people always running like cowards. They can't all defend their
Do
own.
I sound like I'm running? I'm right here, and I keep asking you why you can't answer the question. You the one running. You projecting now. Why did Dick Cheney? Why did Dick Cheney endorse Kamala Harris? Because he's a neocon and she's the neocon racial identity politician getting into office, fooling you. She's a warmonger. She's blackmailed. She's a warmonger.
Goes away from the controls, is my guess. Yeah, I mean, we can take guesses all day, but it really don't matter. I can't even get to criticisms of Kamala Harris if the guy can't even take 2 seconds to defend his own guy that he keeps endorsing every 5 minutes.
Listen, go ahead and tell us, why did Dick Cheney endorse Kamala Harris? And then I will answer your question. But first, tell us who Dick Cheney is and why a neoconservative responsible for spending $10 trillion killing 2 people in the Middle East is endorsing Kamala, because she is the secret neoconservative candidate, aka Barack Hussein Obama, who lectures black men about being good black men and supporting black women by voting for the neoconservative candidate who wants war, destruction, and chaos all around the world because it's good for business. She wants everybody to be vaccinated because it's good for business. And she wants everybody to submit to the military-industrial complex NDAA of $1 trillion a year. And now $1 trillion a year is going to the banking-industrial complex, thanks to Kamala. Vote Trump and go to the gym, fatties. Don't believe these brainwashed lies of these Marxist, communist, Kamalists. Vote Trump and go to the gym, fatties.
The gag is that you're trying to convince people who agree, right? They know that he's a crook and a liar. If you talk, people.
I know. I just want them to have the courage to actually say it out loud. They're just too cowardly. You know what I'm saying?
Cowardly.
Because people on the evangelical right have been confronted with this question since 2016, and they said they understand who he is. They don't care because they want their culture war issues delivered to him. That's all they care about. They don't care about democracy. They don't care about integrity. They don't care about any of those things as long as...
Maybe you're projecting your lack of integrity. Maybe you're the communist.
Hold on a second. Communists actually go around saying, I am a communist.
Ooh, it stings. It stings. Oh, it's gotta sting. Oh, maybe you're the communist.
Go around not willing to defend him because they know they can't, and they're too cowardly to do so, so they have to talk about, let's go ahead and change the topic to Kamala. Let's do that every
Let's do it every fucking
time. You
time.
guys are too scared to admit that you know he's a liar, he's a crook, he's a self-centered narcissist who does not care about the country at all, has never understood the policies, has never understood how the country gets run,
does not understand American history, does not understand American politics, both foreign and domestic, and that is exactly.
But how do we know that you're not projecting? Because you're just like a guy going out for a taco right now, and you can barely afford your car payment and your mortgage payment. I mean, are you projecting, or are you actually describing Donald?
Thank you, Rohan.
Oh God!
I was gone for a quick second.
Holy shit!
Let's try to get back a little bit of order. So I think who was speaking? I think that was Cole. So Cole is back on you, and then we'll go from there. I want to say something at one point, and then we'll keep going. So Cole, 2 minutes on you.
Yeah, I was about to say I also find it so hilarious when people talk about communists in light of the fact that Trump is butt buddies with Putin.
He's butt
and
buddies?
Would like to see.
As in he puts his dick in his ass? Are you really saying he's gay?
Love, hold on, bro.
She said they're butt buddies. A clarification. Put it in the link. Let's see the proof. Are they really butt buddies? Prove it. Put it in the chat.
Hey, you gotta move him, bro.
He's been so
Oh, butt buddies.
For the next interruption, you the audience. I'm not gonna fight. So, go ahead.
Yeah, and would love to see Russia take over Ukraine's breadbasket so that he could use it against the rest of the world as a weapon. So yeah, communists again. What do you define a communist as, Love? Like, what is your definition of communism and communist sympathizing and communist material support?
That means the taxpayers pay you. It's called wealth transfer redistribution. That's communism, and that's exactly what's happening.
Actually, it's not.
Oh, okay. Give us your definition of Kamalism then.
So, is Putin not a communist?
No, he's a fascist authoritarian like Kamala.
Like Trump, and that's why.
Okay, this is why we have a political difference. I think Trump is not a fascist. I think he's anti-fascist, and I think Kamala is a fascist. Thus why Dick Cheney endorses her, because she's a neocon like Dick Cheney.
Is Viktor Orban a fascist? Is Malay a fascist?
Ooh.
Aren't they who Trump idolizes as leaders? Didn't he say that on his own?
Doesn't make him a fascist. He's an American.
Yeah, right. Yeah, don't believe your ears. We got it.
Tell that to yourself, communist.
All right, so
Do I need to read out the 14 points of fascism for the 50,000th time on this app?
Yeah, maybe you should do that. Go ahead. We'll wait.
Arlene, if you want to do that, I posted to the top the other one of my spreadsheets real quick, and then Arlene, you want to go? Trump's fascist statements and ideas. Number one, jailing journalists. Trump has pledged to toss reporters in jail and strip major television networks of their broadcast licenses as retribution for coverage he didn't like. Fascism. Number two, jailing his political opponents. Trump suggests he would try to prosecute his political opponents if he is reelected. Number three, turning the military on American citizens. Trump threatened to deploy the military against the radical left. Number four, threatening to terminate the Constitution. Trump rebuked for calls to terminate the Constitution over 2020 election results. So literally, you get elections that you don't like, terminate the Constitution. That's what Trump says. Number five, overthrow the result of the election. Donald Trump resorted to crimes while trying to overturn his 2020 election loss. And number six, putting people in camps. Trump does not rule out building detention camps for mass deportations. Number seven, mass deportations itself. Number eight, Trump wants generals to be like Hitler. John Kelly said that the former president fits the general definition of fascism. So John Kelly, who was his chief of staff, said that Trump fits the definition of fascism, of a fascist, and that he spoke of the loyalty of Hitler's Nazi generals. And he spoke about that in glowing terms. Number nine, promising to give police federal immunity from prosecution. So at the top of the room, and this was just me again, just me being bored, I had nothing to do, and I said, let me make a spreadsheet to list Trump's fascist ideas and statements. And again, I got tired, and I just decided to do 10. There's more. I'll stop there. Arlene wants to say something. Arlene, go ahead, and then we'll go to Faisal. I think he's on stage.
Thanks, Rohan. For those of you who don't know me, I've spent most of my time on this app trying to educate people on what fascism actually is, and definitely doing my best to show how seriously and deeply we are in the throes of it in this country. So there are 14
Lord.
characteristics of fascism, and these 14 things create a recipe which fascism is the end result. So just one or two of these things does not mean that someone is a fascist. Just being an asshole does not make you a fascist. Just being a racist doesn't make you a fascist. But when you start combining
As
these
is
things,
racism.
that's when you see fascism come.
So racist assholes is what fascism is? I suggest you study fascism in World War II. So a racist asshole?
Okay, so I will start with this. Number one, powerful and continuing
Go study
nationalism. Fascist
World
regimes
War
tend to
II
make constant use of
and
patriotic
learn the
mottos,
history.
slogans, symbols, songs, and other paraphernalia like
Mussolini.
flags and clothing and public displays. Two, disdain for the recognition of human rights. Because of their fear of enemies and a need
This
for
speech
security,
is a communist.
people in fascist regimes start to look at other people and to disregard their human rights. Three,
This speech is a communist
identification of
speech.
enemies and scapegoats as a unifying cause. I'm going to go a little faster. 4, supremacy of the military. 5, rampant sexism. 6, controlled mass media. 7, obsession with nationals.
Nigerian black man who was stopped for not having a license plate, and also not having a driver's license, and he tried to he was resisting arrest. He tried to run away. The police officer pursued him, but it ended with him trying grabbing the officer's taser and refusing to let go of it, and the officer shot him in the head. Now the officer is facing manslaughter charges, even though the video shows that, I think by any reasonable standard that the officer was on, that the guy that he pursued reasonable justice, that this could have been avoided. So, I'll agree that those cases exist. Because in general, it's one of the issues I have with on the left is the.
Hi, excuse me, sorry to interrupt. Monica, can you put me in the queue, please? Thank you.
Defund the police is one of the things that I'm critical of on the left. Pretty much because a lot of people who would be most hurt by defunding the police are minorities. So. Because, the police are the people who offer the greatest protections in areas that...
Hey, sorry to interrupt. Necro, let me know when you're complete. Thank you.
Take another 30 seconds. Love gets a little impatient, and Ramona's come back into the room. I've changed also the title. Edmund, how do you like it?
MAGA or is MAGA White Lives Matter? I don't think it's. I think that there's definitely, to me, it's really, I guess, depends on which person who is in MAGA. I think whether MAGA is about race, because to me, I guess, really the question when people say "Make America Great Again," the question comes is what period was America great? Because most of America's history was America ever great for Black people.
Love, would you like to answer that question?
No, go let Necro finish. Necro, let me know when you're complete. Thank you, Necro.
Sure. Just in general,
love.
Okay, so for example, when we founded the Constitution, we still have slaves. Women were denied the right to vote. That's why it doesn't say all humans. It says all men are created equal in the Declaration of Independence. So, I guess really, yeah, that's really the question I have is really if we want it, is race a part of the component, whether America was great because, like, was America great before or after the Trail of Tears, or was it, you know, great before women had the right to vote? So it's something I just inquired into MAGA really, is race a part of the component when you say make America great again?
Yeah, I mean, clearly MAGA is not about racial identity politics, Necro. I mean, you know, if people are going to make it about racial identity politics, well, then they make themselves a racial identity apple pie. And that apple pie might be black, that apple pie might be brown, it might be yellow, it might be orange, it might be white, but white's not really a color.
What about purple?
Purple.
Dark blue.
Purple. Green is actually my favorite racial identity politic because that is the color of, guess what? Our money. And our money supply is being inflated by over $2 trillion a year. We're not even collecting it in revenue. And in fact, what we collect in revenue should not go towards new spending. It should go towards paying down the debt before new spending comes up. That's how you run your personal life. That's how the government should run their life. But unfortunately, because of political immorality and currency manipulation, these politicians in Congress, in the executive branch, and in the judicial branch continue to cause inflation and ruin the future of this country by reducing our purchasing power and lowering our credit standing in the world. So, in summation, vote Trump. Vote Trump. I'll say it again. Vote Trump. I'll say it one more time. Vote Trump. Go to the gym, fatties. Love is complete.
As far as make America healthy again, it's something I'm kind of skeptical of, mainly because, I mean, when the person who is being backed by that is one who eats at McDonald's at every lunch, he doesn't just have one burger, he has like 4 burgers, but I guess he removes the bun, but basically, yeah, in general, to me, it's like, I mean, if we want to, fair, it's like, I don't like the idea of, you know, race being something that matters or things like that. The fact is that when we look at America's history, is race not something that's a component of how people have been treated in America? I mean, the Trail of Tears, slavery, Jim Crow, the Chinese Exclusion Act, it's even preceding the founding, we used to have the Scalp Act of 1749, which said that if you could cut off the ear of a Native American to prove that, you killed them to make room for white settlement. So, it's kind of difficult to ignore that, your race has been a component of how America has treated you historically, or your ancestors.
I know, but in terms of being in the now, can you be black right now? The only time to be black apparently is in the past. You can't redefine yourself. You have to be inhibited by identities, 200 years ago. I'm sorry, but you can be a free person right now consciously without any attachments to history. You're not under any obligation. You're not under any obligation to be the same person you were 10 minutes ago. So you tell me, it's just racial identity politics. If you can't be honest about it, then you're just doing competitive reframing, and you're just a communist, aka a communist. And you do believe in wealth redistribution, don't you, Negro?
So it's Necro, and I know you know that. But what's your opinion on Cornel West, Love?
He's another one of them. Honestly, like, there are things you listen to him say and you're like, well, absolutely, that's a truth. And then other times you're like, oh, he's just another politician.
Well, I would say grievance industry, race hustler, but
Sorry.
disagree.
I'm sorry. Let me step in here.
I want to give a shout out to Isla.
Cleared his throat.
Yeah, I just had to clear my throat. I just wanted to give a shout out to Isla. Welcome. Love. Where do I start?
You start at the beginning. Where else can you start? You have to start at the beginning.
My pizza's here, so I'll let you get the mic real quick.
And we're batting Edmund on Clubhouse. Sorry, Edmund.
Well, I like pizza, so I understand. You know, some people love cheese and dough and marinara and the flame, the heat, the delicious crispiness of the texture, the cheese, and the. Sorry, Isla. Hi, welcome to MAGA on MAGA hashtag White Lives Matter. Remember, the question mark is important because if not, it could be considered racist.
Okay, I see.
Yeah,
Okay, so
like I said,
You have to pronounce it MAGA because MAGA is too high class. Isaiah Thunder Biden said you cannot be high class and MAGA. They have to be MAGA.
So I'll answer the title here. Hang on.
yeah, so I mean, like I said, I mean, MAGA, I think it really depends on whether race is a part of the component when you're saying that America was great or anything like that.
Wow. Okay. So nobody is saying white lives don't matter because white lives do matter, but the focus of Black Lives Matter was
I have to tell you, you can't say nobody thinks. Like, that's not true. I've done a room. Yeah, on Clubhouse, on social media, I have said it's okay to be right. It's okay to be right. Well, hopefully.
It is okay to be white.
But
Like, you'd be stupid to think otherwise.
what I'm telling you is, there are people that say it's not okay to be white, and there are fellow Clubhousers. They say it's not okay to be white, that by the virtue of your skin, you benefit from privilege, and your fragility prevents you from recognizing your privilege in our society, and that you're upholding whiteness by your very presence. And how dare you? How dare you take up space when you're a colonizer and a rapist and a murderer? That's what I'm telling you. Some people are saying about your fellow white Americans.
Yeah. So I think it's interesting. I will say this might surprise you, but I'm not in support of reparations as much as I might be sympathetic to the idea.
All right. Well, I don't usually have reparation discussions because I find the circular logic and frustration involving
Watermelon logic.
But I do believe in student debt cancellation. So, okay. Well, I think it's just something that I support. Well,
I think it's a form of reparations for the clueless and naive. So, Isla Rashad, I actually do need to close the room, but you just got here, so I want to hear from you before I shut down the room. Sorry, I'll do it.
I just want to say I'm gonna head out, so it was good talking to you, Monica. So,
Have a good day.
Thanks.
Dang, I can't believe I got here so late. MAGA on MAGA. Was there a topic, a definite topic that I could speak on?
You can actually talk about anything you want. How do you feel about the election? Are you a Harris supporter or a Trump supporter? There have been a lot of rooms lately in the hallway talking about MAGA is dangerous, and I find that kind of rhetoric unpleasant and counterproductive, actually. But whatever you want to have a topic about, please share.
Well, for one, I'm a Trump supporter. I'm in the military, so definitely a Trump supporter. You know, I think I'm really. Yeah, go ahead.
I just checked to see if I had the good sense to be following you, and I do. So welcome to the stage.
Okay. Oh yeah, thank you. Like I think that you know, Democrats Democrats always try to hit us with this whole, especially in the black community, this whole fear thing, you know? It's like it's the same movie script every 4 years, you know what I'm saying? The Republican president gets elected, we'll be back on plantations by February. Like, it's literally the same movie script every year, every single year. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, they act like if one Republican president wins, Negroes gonna be back on plantations. You know what I'm saying? The end of the United States as we know it. Like, come on, man. Like, they gotta tell me a new movie script. It's like seeing the same Halloween movie every year, man. Like, I know the script now. I know the script. It's the whole fear script. And then black people, they assume this whole, if you don't vote Democrat, you're not black. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's this high mentality. Like, it's just so sick of it. You know what I'm saying? I hope Trump wins. You know what I'm saying? I think he has a chance to win. I remember during the Clinton-Trump election, I thought, you know, I remember going to sleep and he was losing. I woke up and he won that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So that was crazy. That was a crazy day. I swear I would have bet my entire pension that he was going to lose. And I remember I fell asleep and I woke back up and he had won. And everybody went back shit crazy. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? America did not end. America did not end. So, you know, I think the election will be interesting. I can't wait.
Is it a dance party? Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce.
You know, look, it's always the same gimmick.
Beyonce. Party with Beyonce. Joe Biden is asleep. Kamala. Is it a dance party with Beyonce? Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Beyonce. Party with Beyonce.
All right, go ahead, Rashad.
Yeah, you know, and
Day, when you look at the various polls as far as real questions, whether they are based on any specific policy or they're based on some sort of moral, ethical position,
he just got like real autistic, bro, and he would not stop talking.
Are you?
Yes.
Wake that up.
If you're going to choose violence, expect it back in tenfold. Okay? So someone was giving the mod shit, saying, why are they letting, she's Vietnamese, why is she letting speak on American issues? One, I'm American. Okay? I'm American. And two, the fact that you think I'm Vietnamese is kind of comical. I'm not. I would never say that upon someone else like that. I would just call you actually stupid. All right? So that's the reason why, Brad. They didn't appreciate the mods giving Gary so much heat, but then not giving me the equal heat as well.
So, yeah, I don't understand that because you've always been patient, and you know, except for cunts that exist over in England. This is why England's fucking. I really hate English people. I'm sorry for those of you that are from England and you're like, I really don't like the way my country's going. I'm with you, Brad. I agree with you on a lot of things. I'm sorry you live in such a shithole country.
She's not British though. She's an invader.
Well,
wait, hold on.
She's a Commonwealth. She's a Commonwealth clown.
Well, this is the thing. America or whatever her name is, she's saying that I'm racist towards black people, and she said my talking points were that. Well, I will say this. I don't have any hatred towards black people. She has my black children. kids, you dumb. Yes, I have half black kids.
Fuck
half
them.
Asian.
Stop explaining. Fuck them.
I
wasn't
so
talking about
I think
you. I was
that's
talking
very.
about Brad.
Oh, you want to talk about my kids?
Excuse me.
Brad's kids are black too, you dumb dead wench. Brad's kids are black too.
Oh my my gosh, she sounds like Victoria. Everything has to be about her. So I think that's it. So you heard black racism from the Vietnamese. No. What did I say that was wrong? I said Asians own a lot
They're
of
not even Vietnamese.
that don't need wigs in your black communities.
But
You
KK.
can teach Vietnamese about doing your nails, but
KK.
we own the nail shops.
KK.
The Vietnamese people for the nail shops. What did I say that was wrong? How is that racist?
It's not wrong, but you're validating yourself to a dumb, lundish monkey. Okay? This woman is a dumb, lundish British monkey. Nobody cares what the fuck she has to say.
Love a good gay friend. Can you please not be horrible?
I'm not gay, you dumb bitch. Maybe you should put my cock in your mouth. Maybe you should put my cock in your mouth, and number one, it would serve two purposes. Number one, it would shut you up, and number two, it would definitely disprove your theory when I pop off of your mouth. So again, at the end of the day, this woman is a dumb, lundish monkey. Let's move on.
So I'm gonna just. I'm the person because hold on. Not only Adams is engaged to an amazing woman. That a few of us on this app know. Even off of this app.
Don't let out my business on the stage. Don't let out my business on the stage. I am standing on business. I don't need to explain myself to this lundish monkey, okay? I don't need to explain myself to this lundish monkey, okay? You are a joke. You are literally trying to troll a conversation about a fucking election that you don't have any part of.
I get you, Adams, but
I think the rest of the world is really.
You can't vote in our fucking election.
We're going to keep sexuality, unless we're talking about issues. I don't want to talk about people's.
I'm with Elle in the chat. Why is BB even on stage?
So yeah, well, just it's an open stage. Everyone is.
But we
See, this is my grievance about the other.
Adams, we kicked the British out of this country not once, twice. Fuck the British. Fuck their parents. They all deserve to have fucking 2 atomic bombs and make them glow in the fucking dark. I am from Irish ancestry. I don't fucking care. I would put it up the Queen's ass. I will big her folks up and shove that nuclear bomb right up her word.
BB, shut up. Please, shut up. I literally have titles by law in Scotland and in Britain, and I do not get involved in your politics.
Adams, I follow all his rules, and I usually love. But
I don't get involved in your politics.
She is in the audience.
Great. Can we actually get to a conversation?
Thank you. And don't have to bring the British up here again, right now. What the fuck's wrong?
Thank you.
First of all, I didn't know she was British. I don't even know who she is.
She's an idiot. We need her to take a lot of drugs, drink some champagne, overdose herself, and then we'll all have a sad fucking 5 minutes.
No, she's from chillism. They literally just bled into this space because I just came out of a space basically bashing them for their whole record towards disrespecting women and the cruelty that the chillism space is actually extended towards women. So women like that want to now come in here and try to booty clap for what was said in the other room. So let's move on.
Hi, I'd like to address the topic. This is Love, if I may. Moderators, I'd like to address the topic, please. Yes. Yes, I'm an American. I'm voting Trump. I'd like to address the topic. If grown men can start acting like grown men, I'd like to address the topic. Thank you all. Oh, they kicked me. What a shame. What a shame. Okay, this room's called Fake MAGA. it is. It's called Fake MAGA. Fucking Edmund.
Michelle Pierre is bankrolled by the same Republicans who are pushing Trump's Project 2025. Jennifer Custer is an educator and...
What? Get me a soda with some ice in it. Ellen, hurry up, Mama. Chap, chap, Owen, come on. All right. You were writing a letter. No, Mama. You were writing to tell them to take me away. You want them to take me away. I'm writing a story for class, Mama. I don't want them to take you away. Yes, you do. Owen loves his mama. 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 Hurry up with that soda. Coming, Mama. Send me, Mama. Show you the death, you moron. You're too damn slow. I'm sorry, Mama. I'm sorry, Mama. Why didn't you get me the salted nuts? The salted ones are no good for you. The unsalted ones make me choke. You clumsy poop! What'd you do that for? Come on, move it, lard ass. Pick up every piece. What? Get me a soda with some ice in it. Owen, hurry up, Mama. Chap, chap, Owen, come on. All right. You were writing a letter. No, Mama. You were writing to tell them to take me away. You want them to take me away. I'm writing a story for class, Mama. I don't want them to take you away. Yes, you do. Owen loves his mama. 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 Owen loves his mama.
Coming, Mama.
Coming, Mama. Show you the Dr. Moron. You're too damn slow.
I'm sorry, Mama.
I'm sorry, Mama. Why didn't you get me the salted nuts?
The salted ones are no good for you.
The unsalted ones make me choke. You clumsy poop! What'd you do that for? Come on, move it, lard ass. Pick up every piece. Owen! 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 What? Get me a soda with some ice in it. Owen, hurry up! Mama! Chop, chop, Owen, come on!
All right.
You were ready to let...
No, Mama.
You were ready to tell them to take me away. You want them to take me away.
I'm writing a story for class, Mama. I don't want him to take you away.
Yes, you do.
Owen loves his mama.
Owen loves his mama. Owen loves his mama. Owen loves his mama. Owen loves his mama. Owen loves his mama. Owen loves his mama. Chop, chop, Owen, come on.
All right.
When you were ready to let her.
No, Mama.
You were ready to tell them to take me away. You want them to take me away.
I'm writing a story for class, Mama. I don't want him to take you away.
Yes, you do.
Owen loves his mama.
Owen loves his mama. Owen loves his mama. Owen loves his mama. Owen loves his mama. Owen loves his mama. Owen loves his mama. Hurry up with that soda!
Coming, Mama.
Give me, Mama. Show you the Dr. Moron. You're too damn slow.
I'm sorry, Mama.
I'm sorry, Mama. Why didn't you get me the salted nuts?
The salted ones are no good for you.
The unsalted ones make me choke. You clumsy poop! What'd you do that for? Come on, move it, lard ass. Pick up every piece. ice in it. Owen, hurry up. Mama. Chop, chop, Owen, come on.
All right.
Owen, you were right.
What up, Icky?
Just admiring the coincidences of the universe. The fucking throw mama from the train. You know, my mom's in a senior living center, and God, I don't know what to say other than it's remarkably like I'm Owen, and my mom needs a bunch of stuff done, and anyway, I got out of there. Yeah, I left my dad behind. My dad was losing his shit on me because I was getting snippy with her, and I was just like, oh man, what a, and not snippy, just like, look, I'm here to do what I need to do and help you out, but you know, she likes to get her own way. She's a Capricorn. I'll blame shit on Capricorns for some reason.
What do you think about Sagittarius?
What's that?
What do you think about Sagittarius?
Well, I think they're you know, the women are a little different than the guys. Yeah. And I think Sagittarius are generally, you know, they're kind of, I think they experiment philosophically with things, and you know, they're traversing all sorts of areas, and their goal is to hit some mark. Although in the modern day, I don't know what mark they're hitting, and I don't know. I think, you know, like Jim Morrison said, they're the most philosophical side, but he thinks the Zodiac's a bunch of bullshit. And but I think the Zodiac is not a bunch of bullshit. I think it's like vague, common underlying boundary sets, right? It's not a science as much as it is kind of like what it is you would try to how it is you try to outline something to be studied, something like that. Because I think too many of the metrics are off kilter. I don't know. That's a good question. What do I think of Sagittarius? But see, now the women are just kind of like, they're kind of like the outside of like an M&M shell. The women are like M&M shells, right? You gloss them, and you know, from the inside they're like empty M&M shells, right? They're like egg shells. But they got a candy coating, and they're glossy, but if you fuck with them, they're gonna slight you a little bit. Where I think somehow the guys, I mean, they have some reflection, but they seem more radiant, and they seem almost like they can take a lot of shit and give a lot of shit. And you know, unlike, you know, Capricorns, you know, they can take a lot of shit, but then they'll also they'll try to slight things and get their own way. They're very, very domineering, just like Scorpio, either side of Sagittarius. I mean, maybe everyone's trying to get their own way, but I don't know. Some reason I think the Sagittarius guy can take more shit than the Scorpio or than the Capricorn. That's my thoughts on that for the time being, I guess. And,
Yeah,
Jupiter.
I was reading about Sagittarius last night, and I actually went out on a date with a Sagittarius, and it says that the Scorpio is connected to the Sagittarius. I mean, they are, you know, based on the months, but meaning that the Sagittarius inspires the Scorpio, and the Scorpion thinks of his sex organs or is a sexual reproducer. The Sagittarius is the highest zodiac, so she's like the high priestess. Or the star, you know, bringing in the joy. So, like, my mother's a Sagittarius, and you know, that makes sense to me. And my dad is a Scorpio, so I wonder if there's any truth in that attraction.
Well, the sexuality part, I heard that shit. I'm plugging in a new headset. It might mute me up here. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Also, Ape is here. Ape is a seeker of truth. And hopefully he's beginning to see how useful Clown House can be when you're not engaged in useless discourse.
It's all useless. How did the date go?
I mean, we had a good time, but you know, my grandmother kisses better than her.
Did you heckle him?
No, I was in a lion costume, but I filmed, or actually I recorded all the audio. Do you want to hear some brief snippets? It's hilarious.
Sure.
I'm gonna publish the whole thing on YouTube and like do a like a picture overlay, but just post the audio because you got to listen to this bit he does about.
Did you have to hide it? Did they like check?
No, I could have filmed the whole thing if I wanted to. I'm pretty sure, like with my actual video. I only filmed like a 10-second video of him, but this is some of the audio. He has this really funny joke about RFK. I'll see if I can play it real quick. Listen to this.
He's fucking hilarious. I love him.
Kinda. She was in the news for an hour. When they asked her about it, she made the same face I made when people go, "Are you still on the ketogenic diet?" Coke in a store, in a fucking rent store. Shooting the cocaine. Here's how pitched that roof was. That guy, they shot him, he died, and he didn't roll off the
He honestly sounded like he's from the pantheon of comedy. He was so funny. He killed it. It
You're
was.
like super quiet now.
Huh?
Sorry to hear you. There you go. That's better. I couldn't really hear the audio quality. I don't know if this is Clubhouse, but it was kind of hard to hear.
Yeah, you won't be able to hear what he's saying. It's just too, you know. Anyways, yeah.
What do you think of room loyalists? I'm just kidding.
So did you get laid?
No, dude. She's as cold as a fish, man. She just wants nice, fancy dinners. She's got 500 other boyfriends. She's probably got another boyfriend, like an actual boyfriend that she fucks. She's just using me for dinners, and so second time's the charm. You know, that's fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on me. I mean, she got me. You know, I spent $400 last night. Ha! I would rather have saved that $400 and spent it on myself.
Dude, you get at least you front loaded that you're a big spender, and then next time it's gotta be you gotta just narrow it down to the most minute. Like, hey, let's go get a coffee, and I'll let you buy.
No.
This. No, you're not gonna do that.
I'm not gonna tell her to buy me a coffee. I mean, either she wants to come over here, do some yoga, smoke some weed, have a cocktail, and spend the night, or you know, I'll never see you again. That's about it. Like, there's no more fancy dinners. There's no more events. You know, this is it. Because the only reason I did it because it's Halloween. I was like, otherwise I would never even have spent all this money anyways.
But and where did you pay for the comedian? Is that what you were just?
Yeah, and I should have just bought the cheap tickets because they didn't even seat us in our fucking seats, which were close to the stage. So I was kind of pissed about that, but like it didn't matter. He was so funny. And you know, he's like a big fat pig, so like he's gonna Chris Farley out eventually, and I've got this audio and I'm gonna post it because his stand-up was hilarious. He was like, anyways, he's in the flow, you know, and he did interact with the audience. I wish we were sitting up front because, you know, he would have picked on us because I was in a lion costume with a MAGA hat on.
Did she dress up?
She wore like cat ears and like hot, tight leather pants. She's fucking total smoke show. She's really hot. But she's on Hinge, so she's gone out, you know, on 100 dates, and like you're talking about guys that have a lot of money, you know, talking to these hot young 20-year-old chicks. And some of these chicks, if they're smart, they'll put up defensive walls and say, hey, break out that cash, otherwise this interaction is never going to happen. And I get the feeling as a Sagittarius, you know, she's one of those tricks. So
How old was she?
she's 23.
Oh, well, good on you.
Yeah.
God, that's a tough one there.
She's a cocktail waitress at Mike Ditka's. You know how many fucking guys
Oh shit.
try to get in the pants of this chick? I mean, you know, every fucking guy that sees her, because she's got a great fucking body and her face is, you know, really cute. So she looks like a little model, you know. And but
Did you
there's
have a picture of her?
I could show you her photo, but it doesn't make a difference because I can go on Hinge and swipe right on 300 girls that look even hotter. So there's just so many hot young 20-year-olds that it's it's stupid to even talk about it because it's a fact. There's just so many of them, and they're all fishing for security. If you can't really provide security, they're not going to want to be around you, and they're certainly not going to marry you. But the thing is, who the fuck wants to get married? Like, why in the fuck would I give up half of my assets to some chick who's got nothing? Like, what the fuck? If you're not gonna bear me children and like turn your phone off and shut the fuck up, like, I don't want to be with you anyways. This girl was hitting her vape pen all night long and looking at her cell phone. I was like, wow, the truth comes out. You're a retard, like everyone else. Congratulations. Keep serving drinks at Mike Ditka's. Enjoy.
I hear what you're saying, but yeah, and I do think you forked over the dough, and it's probably not going to go anywhere, but you might as well try it.
Oh, I'm not giving up. Yeah, don't let me confuse you. I'm definitely going to make more attempts, but I mean, the largesse is over. Like, now it's like, can we function together? Can we do yoga together? Can we go work out together? Like, can we do things together that doesn't involve expensive dinners that you don't even eat the food because you're already she came full. She had a big salad before she even came to dinner. Anyways, you see, the thing is, when you're dealing with young people, they're stupid and they're not conscientious.
If she had a big dinner, then that kind of cancels out the idea that she's doing it for a nice meal. At least in this.
No, that means she has no self-control. That when you're hungry, you just eat. I told her, I was like, save your appetite, and so it doesn't matter. We ate all the food. I'm not complaining. I had a great time. Huh?
Both could be true.
Both could be true. She did. She had a great time.
Oh, he's fucking hilarious, dude. Tim Dillon is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he's very funny. Listen, I was a total gentleman and I was so happy. I'm only complaining now because like I really want that chick to like, be in my arms and like bang the shit out of me and spend the night and like want to see me the next day. But, that's the thing. It's like, well, you could really want that, but like even getting that is like difficult when you have it. Like, I don't know, it's like dealing with a cat, Like a dog will spoon you and love you because a dog is your man's best friend, but a woman really is like a cat. Like, they'll just jump on the bed, jump away, and go sit wherever the fuck they want to sit.
They want attention until you show them attention.
Yeah, they do reverse psychology, and I get it, but at the same time, eventually it becomes taxing, and you're like, okay, I can't keep dealing with this. Like, I have to center myself, and then you'll be attracted to me centering. There's no other way to do it.
Did you pick her up in person, or was this an online?
No, I told her, no, this is our second date. I was like, come to my house and I'll drive us there. And then she was so late. She's like, I'll have to meet you there. I'm like, all right, meet you there.
No, I mean initially, like, did you meet her online?
Yeah, Hinge. Hinge. And we never even saw each other. And then she like stopped texting me or whatever. And then months later, I texted her randomly like, hey, it's the last day of the summer. You want to go to the beach and go on my boat and go stand up paddleboarding? She's like, yes. So I was like, what do you even look like? I can't even remember. Then she sent me her photos. I was like, damn. I was like, okay, let's go. And she came in a bikini and we jumped in ice cold water together. It was fun. She's super hot. But again,
Sounds like you're in good cahoots then. Sounds like you're good.
I'm good. I just got to take care of myself. That's the point. Is like these women make you expend yourself, and when there's no return on the investment, you're like, okay, I can't keep investing in something where there's no warmth. Like this is a you problem. Like she has her own issues that I could never ever hope to fix. And you just have to admit that trying to fix somebody is never gonna work. It's a recipe for disaster.
That's right.
I'm the one that fucked up with some younger adult women that it's like I had they were just putty in my hands, and then I just made the wrong error, like it was just like, oh, this is so offset against the intellectual sharing, like I call them, like the top two chakras were like missing interconnection, but everything else was was good, and but I now I don't know. I decided like okay, keep a slew of men and women here for intellectual interaction, and then work with everybody else. But I'm too busy breaking everyone down in terms of chakra. But maybe I should do it that way. But and I'm glad that you're not going to give up on it. As far as she might need you to marry her. Like as soon as she finds out you're not going to spend all that money, then that's when you propose to her.
There is no way I'm proposing to her. I mean, a girl that sucks on a vape pen and looks at her cell phone every 10 minutes, like that is somebody who needs to go to a monastery and do, a year of intense meditation and yoga. Her anxiety is just through the roof. Could you imagine living with somebody who has persistent anxiety? And I don't want to, I'm at an incredible state of equilibrium. I do not want to off balance my equilibrium by putting somebody in my environment who has absolutely no equilibrium.
Yeah, but that cold water plunge, just you telling me that it sounds like she's, maybe she's just on a different gyroscope, but she's got a different sort of equilibrium. But I hear what you're saying, and if it was more like she was doing it to offset you or the moment, or if it was just out of addictive habit to not put the phone away, I guess those would be two different things I would think about. But see, now
No, I mean, I've only spent so many hours with her. I had no idea that she was like a phone addict, junkie and a vape hitter, probably even a powder snorter. Who the fuck knows? Like, to me, she doesn't look that healthy. She's got a great body, but there's black rings under her eyes. She could be vaccinated, boosted. She could be bi. I mean, she said she dropped out of college. She was a heavy weed smoker. Like, clearly, this is not a super well balanced person, but she's hot. So that's that's the thing. And we get along, but it doesn't make a difference. Like, just 2 expensive days is enough for me. If there's no romance, well, then I do not anticipate romance building. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. Maybe Miss has something to say about Sagittarian women. What'd you say? You're a Scorpio guy yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very, I'm a Scorpio, and Miss, I don't even know if Miss is a real person. Are you a real person? Yeah, you're a real person. What up, Miss? You want to say anything? This is the love room.
I think that might be your girlfriend. This might be the lady coming into your room to eavesdrop on you.
No. She's busy serving Bloody Marys at the restaurant. Yeah, right. That's the thing is, it's like, if your lips are moving, you're lying. And there's an old Native American saying, if you can say it, it is not true. So everything I've ever heard her say to me, with like false promises of the future, like it's never true. And so, eventually you just have to realize you're getting taken, you're paying to observe the beauty, but even then there's like no real warmth or reciprocation or like, fawning or doting or, cuddling. It's, it's strictly, I'm not, so it's what it is.
Well, I mean, have you during
Hello?
Hi, Miss. How are you?
Sorry, I cannot speak English very well. I'm from Iran, just I can listen. For your dialogue that you have to each other, I have no confidence for having conversation with somebody from other countries, some English-speaking countries. I'm here for improving my English knowledge. Thank you very much.
So you sound fine by me. I think the issue would be if, somebody that you spoke English, somehow you got into the content of the language, like a layer deep, and they disagreed with that, then they might argue with you, and that might make you not feel confident. But I think based on just what you said there, you sound quite clear. You speak English better than I speak any other language, and so I would just keep at it. But then again, maybe it's a cultural thing. You and English from Iran. But we were just talking about relationships, dating. But anyway, I just wanted to say that. Got a Rimbaud, or I don't know if you call it. I call it Rimbaud, even though these guys are like, it's not Rimbaud and Jim Morrison, right? But there's a book called Rimbaud, Jim Morrison. They call him Rambo, and I'm like, man, it's got to be Rimbaud. Anyway.
Thank you, but I couldn't understand perfectly all of your sentences because you are speaking very fast. I couldn't understand all of your words, but I suppose you feel uncomfortable. I'm here, am I right?
Well, what I did, I changed topics really quickly, and so I end a sentence, and then oftentimes I'll just skip to the next topic, and so the content that you would like to probably see continuity through what it is I'm saying about one topic, but I skip topics often when I speak, so I apologize for that.
Thank you very much. Just a proper listen to you. If I don't bother you, I don't know if this is correct sentence or not, but just I'm hearing I'm interested in